Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today I have a 5v5 custom match here on the most amazing No Access map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players, starting off with Team 1 in the Northeast and ending with Team 2 in the Southwest. Starting off with Team 1's Southern player, we have in Chevy Crimson. It is not Katawunga with a W, it is Katawunga with two V's. And I had to take a double take on his name. I even had to go back to the Forge Lines Forever launcher just to make sure. But yeah, it is Katawunga, but I will probably default to Katawunga just because it just looks like that. So again, apologies ahead of time. He is a UEF. He is a 1600 in the regular slot here for Team 1. We have in Rust. It is Amon-Ra playing as an Aeon as well. He is a 1900. He is the highest rated player on Team 1, and he's also the highest rated player overall. To his west, we have in Pac-Man Yellow. It is Major Body Odor. Hopefully he does not smell too badly for his team and for his opponents. He is a 1200. And I think I mentioned he's playing as a Seraphim. I think I did. In Emerald Green, we have Poopy Brain. To the west of him, we have him in UEF. In Emerald Green, playing as a 1400. And rounding out Team 1's lineup in Orange Color Orange, it is Rick playing as a Cybran. He is a 1400. He's missing his tried and true trusted companion of Morty on his side of the map. Taking a look at the situation for the lineup for Team 1. For factions, we have 3 UEF, a Seraphim, and a Cybran. No Aeons for Team 1. Starting off with Team 2's Northern player, we have in Tropical Ocean Blue, it is Silent Bug playing as a Seraphim. He is an 1800. He is the highest rated player on Team 2. And behind him in the southwest corner of the map in Snow White, it is Tabernacle playing as a Cybran. He is a 1700. East of that position, we have in Batman Gray, it is Suri playing as a Cybran as well. He is a 1400. Continuing on eastward, we have in Light Oak Tan, it is Jackataj. Jack for short. He is a Seraphim. He is a 1300. And rounding out the lineup here for this game, and for Team 2 is Alex XX, or Alex with 3 X's, playing in Royal Blue as a UEF. He is an 1100. So for Team 2 side of the map, they have 2 Seraphim, 2 Cybran, and a UEF, which means Team 2 and Team 1 both like Aeon faction, which means there are no Aeon players. Apologies to those loyal to the princess. Hopefully you will enjoy the game nonetheless. And for these 10 players on the map, let's take a look at the recom situation. Currently sitting at, wow, that is very low. That's 80 mass per player. That's not even worth even mentioning. Anyway, what is worth mentioning, however, is the amount of mexes on the map. It kind of doesn't look like a lot initially, but when you start breaking down what exactly players have at their disposal, taking a look at the northern side for Team 1, we'll say this one is Team 1's and this one is Team 2's, just for argument's sake. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Trimix positions on the front line, 1 in the back line with another dual mechs and a couple of mexes to the northwest corner. They have a decent amount of mexes here. I'd say it's a 5-star mex with a little bit of a dot this, so let's call it 6-star and call it a day. And then a 5-star over here to the east. So they have mexes secured in the back line. Looks like that's being shared by Katawunga, and for his teammate of Amon-Ra. Definitely makes sense because he needs all that ego to get those ASFs online. Besides that, there are a couple of one-offs dotted between the main bases and the center of the map. There are a couple of mexes in said middle of the map, but there's really not a terrible amount to really worry about. But there is a little bit of some gap, so I wouldn't be surprised to see some T2 artillery being fired maybe from the southernmost mech's position to the northernmost mech's position, or missiles, or just something more of a fire-based war situation in the middle of the map with more land engagement on the west and in the east. There's not, again, more definitive lanes in this game as it was, yesterday there was no lanes whatsoever. There was a tiny bit of division, but nothing terrible. Those hills that you saw moments ago aren't super tall, or if tall, very, 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 very short. Actually, they're shorter than the commander for the most part, so realistically, they're just not going to be an impediment. There are a couple of holes to watch out for, which players will have to navigate, but for the most part, there's not really any huge geographical annoyances, but a tiny smidgen of it. Better than nothing, of course. Just add a little bit of variety to the map. T2 star on the western side here for Silent Bug. First upgrade going down for Team 2 and in the game. going for more defensive operations on that western side, taking a look at where he and the rest of his team and Team 1 is headed off to in this game. We have 1v1 shaken up between Karavunga of Team 1 and Alex X66 of Team 2, with maybe assistance from Jack, but I would not be surprised to see him focus more on the western side. And we'll note that Karavunga has now gone to the gun upgrade side of things, so defensive for Team 2 on the west, offensive for Team 1 on the east. We also have Rick facing off against Silent Bug on that western side, and in the middle we have Major Body Odor versus Sudi, which again, we'll note that Poopy Brain is also added into the mix as well. Regular sub players for both teams staying in their main bases for now. We see a tiny bit of movement from Team 2's Tabernacle, getting T2 Air already online, sub 6 minutes. It's really, really good time, and especially consider the fact that that's his... Why is that not his T2 Air facility? Huh. Anyway, he had to walk over here, or the engineer had to walk over there and start that facility, so I'm kind of surprised it's not further back, but hey, to each their own. I'm just a caster, what do I know? Northeastern corner, T2 Air is on its way, but is behind for Team 1. So Team 2 will have a slight advantage, and I will note that the regular sub player for Team 1 has less mexes than Team 2, so I expect T3 Air online soon, and I thought I saw the upgrade symbol. Oh, that's for that mex next door, never mind. Couple of shots being thrown. A nice little interceptor from actually Team 2's Tabernacle, shot at by an ISL from Major Body Odor. Gun start on the western side for Silent Bug, so more of a now offensive-defense approach. Can't really decide which one he wants to do, so he decides to go for both. We'll see if that works out for him, but at a bare minimum, it does give him 2,000 additional hit points, so that is something, and it will offset quite heavily in his favor, especially with Rick going for gun. No additional hit points with that upgrade, and he's sitting at 10,000 base hit points. So 3,500 more in favor for Team 2 on the western side. If it's a shot for shot, you know, Team 1 fires a shot into the comm, Team 2 fires a shot into the comm, Team 2 straight up will win that fight with 1,000 hit points remaining. We do see that Team 1's Karavunga with the gun upgrade online slowly making his way to the frontline position of Alex. We do see that Jack has now shifted more westward into the middle of the map, and I expect Poopy Brain to shift more eastward into the middle and make that a true 2v2. Again, we have kind of these floaters for both teams kind of really just kind of feeling out what's going on. But Body Odor control Ks, usually when this happens this early in the game, it's usually a departure due to connection. I guess he's had his fun. Time to join a new lobby to lag out at 7 minutes. Oh, that's unfortunate. So it looks like there was an issue with connection for him. I think there was a conversation about, I can't help but stutter lag the entire game, says Silent Bug. Looks like there was a connection even in the beginning of the game. So Team 1 will lose out on a player, unfortunately, but it does happen from time to time. We hate to see it, but that is part of the game. A couple of units around him will be killed off in the explosion. Team 2 now in the lead 5v4. That does not count as a kill. That is an unfortunate accident. So not an actual kill. I don't, tally that on somebody's scoreboard. Essentially, it just happens. Gun started in the middle here for Jack. Again, now Team 2 has an advantage in the middle, and that will force 100% Poopy Brain to go into the middle. No doubts about that. Gun started for Sudi as well. They're going to press the advantage with the departure of Body Odor. We do see on the western side, however, Team 1 going for a run by. It slowly gets stopped, not only by the units of Silent Bug, but also by the comm of Tabernacle himself. That'll help out a tiny bit, get a tiny bit more veterancy under his belt, get him that much closer to Team 1 vet, or sorry, first star vet, I should say. And gun almost done for Rick as well. We do see that the base, what's belonging to Major, has now gone to Amon-Ra. T2 Air is done. He started his T3 upgrade. Speaking of which, T3 upgrade is now underway here for Tabernacle. He's slightly ahead. It's about 50, 60% for Team 2, about 30 or something for Team 1. So about a 25% lead. Nothing too terrible. Essentially, that means if Team 2 did go for first bomber, Team 1 should have no issues countering that with a couple of their own ASF. Gun done for Jack, and gun done for Sudi going for stealth. Stealth started on Rick's comm. He has gun on board. Comm action has occurred between Karavunga of Team 1 and Alex 66 of Team 2. So there is the shots raining into the commander's chest plate there. We do see Poopy Brain has not decided to shift eastward just yet. We do see the forces from Team 2, though, are shifting westward. So at a bare minimum, he's kind of in the middle, just a little bit slightly off center. He goes for his gun on board as well. Stealth almost done for Rick. No nano yet. Maybe we'll see nano out of Suri. Maybe we won't. I think I'm saying his name right. I'm probably not. But I feel like I've been saying his name wrong the entire time ever since I started casting him. So maybe that's just what I'll say from now on. But let me know if I'm pronouncing people's names right. I do want to make sure at a minimum the names are pronounced correctly. The units, Seraphim specifically, I think a lot of, I can't pronounce half of them. I've heard some of them pronounced. That's why I know how to pronounce them. But most of the time I just hear people say, T2 Flak or T2 Destroyer or whatever. So there's that. But at least at the calm name situation, please let me know how to say it. I know some of you, especially with the Russian Latinization, I really do appreciate assistance there. So any more language assistance would be definitely appreciated. Attack missile has been started for Katawonga in the east. And we do see Nano has started for Suri and for Poopy Brain. So it's Gun Nano for Team 1's Poopy Brain, Gun Nano, and Stealth for Suri. Gun Stealth on Rick's side of the map. Frontline position for Silent Bug is going to get ran over. And Team 1 with the lack in player, being at 4v5 now, they are pressing the advantage at least in 2 avenues. They're really trying to keep Team 2 back because they know the longer the game goes on, the more impactful that additional players APM will have on the game in Team 2's favor. So they're really just trying to shove it down Team 1's throat. Team 2's throat. Team 1 is doing the shoving. We do see that Jack is trying to do so in the middle as we speak, but does have to be careful. Moving that far forward this early isn't bad, but if this was 10-15 minutes later, not great. T3 air is done for Team 1 and Team 2 getting their customary ASFs and spy planes online and rolling. And I would not be surprised to see Suri head westward to intercept, I would assume, Poopy Brain. And there's a huge group of forces inbound from Alex, and this is going to come in and go straight northeast into the base for Katawonga. That is not going to feel good. And we even see Jack going like, oh, are we doing this? And they're doing it. That's a huge issue for Team 1. Western Front, we kind of see a similar situation happening, except it's more of a direct approach versus an indirect approach. And Katawonga has to move to intercept, or it is not going to feel good. We do see his attack missiles online. Team D is online, so that should be more than enough to protect the commander at least. But again, there are some pillars trying to intercept, but it's a lot of firepower inbound. Team 1's air player probably needs to get some Team 1 bombers or even just T2 Janus or something online to deal with this inbound threat, especially with him having a land base at T3 land as well. Looks like the comma is all on his lonesome on the western side here for Team 1's Rick. It's now Poopy Brain, not Poopy Brain, but Silent Bug moving in to intercept and Tabernacle holding position. We have Poopy Brain moving in on the eastern side of the west, and we have Suri moving in to assist. Reinforcements from Poopy Brain moving in to assist. They are trying to catch up, but those forces for Team 2 are moving just a little bit too soon. Or had they been a little bit slower on the pace, Team 2 would be able to, actually Team 1 would be able to catch up. I don't know why I keep swapping who, what, when, where, why, and how. I'm trying to talk too quickly. I need to slow it down just a smidgen. These pillars actually doing a very good job of pushing in. It's UEF versus UEF tech. There's no faction advantage. T3 Titan online. And honestly, the attack that I thought that was going very well did not actually happen. It looks like Jack pulled his forces back. He took a lot of damage. Maybe he got shot at by the missile from Katawonga. He did fire one, it looks like. That is a lot of hit points to lose out, so possibly that's what happened. Definitely not good. Needs to keep track of where that commander is at all times. T2 gunships inbound from Brain to assist with killing off some PD for Team 2. Another PD installation will be killed off. Looks like Silent Bug is the target of the gunship aggression, and Brain is inbound. A gun started for Tabernacle on the western side. And we have 2 comms for Team 1. We have a third one inbound from Suri from the middle, moving into assist. It is going to be a 3v2 advantage. But Tabernacle loses his upgrade only because he's been forced back. Very unfortunate, and still Brain is continuing to push. And the T2PD is the focus for Rick and for Brain. And it looks like actually Brain focusing more on the Ilshis and the engineers, preventing more construction of T2 defensive emplacements. And Sudi all on his lonesome. Needs to be careful. T2PD really raining into Brain's comm. Rick has 3-star vet now. Brain has 3-star vet, almost 4-star vet. Silent Bug dropping into the yellow. He has to fall back. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Still units run by on the western side. Not looking good for Team 2's Western Commanders. And this could be an unintentional snipe for Team 1 if they go after Sudi's comm. And it looks like with those Corsairs inbound, they will force back Silent Bug. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. Tabernacle might be able to finish the gun upgrade. Maybe, maybe not. And Nano. What is going on over here? We have T2 started here just on the other side of that hole. Jack is going for his Nano upgrade. And Katawunga just taking shots essentially unnecessarily, but he should be fine. He's dropped into the yellow, but not terrible. Western side, gunship's not going after Sudi. There is the engagement I was waiting for a couple of minutes now. And now Brain and Rick are going to be forced back between this combined comm and land army from Team 2. There are some mongoose and pillars mixed in there for Team 1. A couple of hoplites also for Rick. Units down the middle from Team 1 starting to excise Team 2 from the middle of the map. Team 1 not doing great on eco, 450 compared to Team 2, 670. Possibly power related, possibly not. And looks like some mexes were eliminated at one point, but looks like it's mainly just power related. Yeah, well, that's definitely power related. Okay, now it jumps back to 500 something, so definitely an explanation for that at a minimum. Silent Bug will be forced back once again. His frontline base is gone. And Tabernacle does finish his gun upgrade, going for stealth now. T3 gunships online for him. He has actually a couple of them online. Definitely going to try to watch out for those commanders on the western side for Team 1 because a snipe is imminent for somebody in this game. Large groups of T2 Team 1 armies for both Jack and Alex, but nothing really pushing in. Again, still a huge hole that Team 2 could try to exploit, but the last time they did that, it failed. I think they're more hesitant on trying to do that again. And if this army goes entirely, which it kind of looks like it is, or no, it's moving here so far. All the move orders kind of confuses me because they're all overlapping one another. But this army could move westward and maybe try to force back Team 1, but it would not necessarily leave a hole for Team 1 to exploit because there's still a huge army that Team 1 needs to be careful of. It's kind of just a rock and a hard place. ASF engagement in favor of Team 2. Decent amount of AA underneath this engagement. Team 1, oh, they're going to turn around. And there's some gunships in there. Team 1 takes the fight and wins it, actually. I thought, actually, with the AA nearby, it would have been maybe enough for Team 2 to win it. But no. T3 gunships will be enough to kill off some Othams. And the Othams will be enough to wipe out a Trimix position for Team 2. The Eco still favoring Team 2, but not as much as it was. I think it was 150. Now it's about 120, 125. Those ASF somehow not targeting those gunships for whatever reason. They're not targeting those gunships. And on the eastern side, it is still Katawunga versus Jack. Jack has gun and nano. Katawunga has T2 gun and missile. Missile outbound. Speaking of which, will it snipe the commander? No, it misses. Unfortunate. He needs to keep moving. There's some mobile missile launchers inbound. Titans over to the north. And I think Jack is going to fall back. He kind of has to. Those Titans are going to rip apart everything. Again, it's mainly T1, T2. Those are definitely units you want to use for dealing with that army. Now, if Katawunga wanted to go for comm damage, definitely the Percy is the better unit to go after. But, you know, again, 1,000 of anything can kill anything. So, it doesn't really, you have enough of something, it doesn't really matter what it is. But I do love to see the Percy nonetheless. Tabernacle still engaging Brain's commander. And we have Rick coming in to go after the T2PD once again. Team 2 just cannot get a defensive line online due to the constant pressure from Team 1. Tons of just push from Team 1. T2 gunships inbound once again going after Silent Bug's comm. He's like, this again? I dealt with this like 5 minutes ago. ASF's inbound, deals with that quite nicely. Tabernacle just putting his ASFs right there. They just know attack's going to happen. They might as well just go for it. And now we have almost Poopy Brain behind Tabernacle in terms of north to south ratios. With hoplites zooming in or raining in on Tabernacle's commander. We have Rick constantly firing in its gun, nano, versus gun stealth. So Team 2's Tabernacle has the advantage in keeping himself alive. 1v1 engagement versus Rick. And Optim still prowling around the middle of the map from Amon-Ra. Not a lot of big items as of yet from Team 1. I don't see any experimentals yet started. Just air expansions, land expansions, which is definitely consistent with the everything of this game. Team 2, I don't know if that is a power generator. T3 tech is coming online for Alex. And Optim's getting pretty close to Jack's base. Still being chased down, but look at how far Team 1 has pushed in with their commanders. They are essentially like right on the doorstep of Silent Bug's base, and there's even forces in said base for Team 1 going after all the engineers, killing off the ability for Team 1 to pump out, Team 2 to pump out units. Missile outbound will kill off 6,000 hit points. Another missile will kill off the headquarters. Nice grab by Team 1 as outbound from attack missile to the north. That TML-4. TML standing for attack missile launcher. And of course 4 being the amount of missiles it can hold at one time. Definitely not a cutely named thing or fancy name. Just straight efficiency of this is what it is and this is what it can do. It's a tactical missile launcher and it can hold 4 missiles. And it can fire those missiles pretty quickly one after the other. Those things are very much designed for rapid fire nature. Corsairs inbound. Going after the comm if they see it, which I don't think they'll see it, but it looks like they're going after mexes. Going for the surefire targets, go after that mex, that mex, that mex. None of them wiped out. A lot of the mass storage is wiped out, however. It doesn't wipe out all of the income for Team 2, but going from 9 to 7, 9 to 3, actually 9 to 0 for that one. And almost wipes out the other 2 mexes. It does wipe out some of the eco. Team 1 clawing their way after Team 2's lead. It's now 25, 50, 25 in favor for Team 2. Not the lead that they had moments ago at 100 and 10 minutes ago, 125, whatever the time I made a comment about it. Optim's being forced back by the column of Suri in the middle. Definitely, it's kind of Nano, 1 star. That probably would be enough, but he'd be hurting a lot. There's also some Perseus nearby. Definitely with those included, that's a win for Team 1. Frontline AA base online, and they're spreading out the tracers because why not? Not giving any advantage for Corsairs. Only for these strats would be very useful, wiping out a huge chunk of that defense. We see Region Aura has been started here for Jack. Will he go for advanced nano or not? And no, he won't for now. We do see T2 started and almost done for Amon-Ra in the north. And that Titan, Otham, and Percy push continuing to make its way forward. And it looks like there's really nothing on the ground to defend against this push. We have the Calm moving into assist from Suri. But again, he's walking into the Lion's Den with all that firepower right there. He has to be careful. He could be the first actual kill of the game. T2 gunships are inbound from Tabernacle to assist. There's no AA, a little bit of an oversight. Well, there's 1 flak cannon, but that's not really worth writing home about. Suri finishes an experimental. It is a monkey. That should be enough to assist. And if these units from Team 1 notice him, which they do just briefly, they could turn around and go for him, but I think they're going to focus on the economic damage. Airfight happens once again. Team 1 goes straight for the ASFs. Definitely the right call there. Wiping out all of the everything that can shoot at you first. And then they go after the gunships. The monkey load will do the rest of the damage for Team 2 on the ground anyways. So nothing really concerned there. Still, Team 2 being pushed back. Both Brain and Rick just not letting up. It's really not going well here for Team 2 on this western front. Eastern front for Team 2 a little bit better, but it's more of a stalemate now rather than more of a dynamic environment. This is more dynamic. This is more static, just due to the more tactics being displayed. We have a large group of forces here from Team 2's Alex. They are moving in now, but I don't think they'll make a whole lot of a difference. There's a couple of Perseus trying to gatekeep this engagement from Team 2. Spider going, says Amon-Ra, talking about the spider running around. And the gunships again wiped out by Team 2's ASF. Team 1's ASF's not there in time. Suri is hurting. He's in the yellow. We did take a lot of damage from those. I think those were just T2s. Those stingers. The bigger, more annoying broadswords are going to be the more of a concern for Team 2 as the game progresses. And there are a couple of Percys here for Team 2 as well, so it's not like Team 1 has all the firepower now. But again, don't really know. We have a ton of Cougars retreating just to get out of weapons range and any aggro range or whatever from Team 2. And we even have Jack moving in. Does he have advance? No, that's just the regular regen. Or I would ask that maybe the upgrade could be a little bit better to see, because essentially the difference between the nano upgrade and the regen aura upgrade is the outer ring of lines, and it's the same upgrade scheme where half of the quarter circles for the nano indicates the regular one, and then the full indicate the advanced nano, and it's the same thing for the regen, and it just makes it very difficult at a glance to see it. You kind of have to look at it and be like, yep, that's the regular one kind of thing. Or just keep track of all the upgrades that have been started and completed and whatnot. Optim's being outnumbered for Team 1. Not really great engagement there for them, but hey, they've been winning in a whole bunch of environments. We have 2 comms retreating. Rick actually pushing forward. The monkey has taken some damage. And Poopy Brain did go for a shield upgrade. So now we're sitting at almost 40,000 hit points on board with his nano, his gun, and his shield. He's also at 5-star bet. That is something to consider. A couple of Percys mixed in. That's not enough to one-tap the monkey. If both these comms were to overcharge, maybe it'll be enough. But this base here for Team 1 will be wiped out. But again, the fact that they got this close at all at 25 minutes, pretty impressive nonetheless. Team 2 at 5 players left. They haven't lost anybody yet. Team 1 at 4, losing only a major body odor to some unfortunate accidents in the game. Team 2's Eco and Team 1 at 1.1, so Team 1 has caught up quite considerably in the last 10 minutes. And map control, I would say definitely favoring Team 1. That monkey definitely throws a wrench into things, especially with Brain now being hit by some laser. Needs to overcharge, kills off a chunk of those hit points. It's not looking. Just barely doesn't kill off the Monkey Lord in time. If Rick was there, that would have been a dead Monkey Lord before Brain bit the dust. But now it is a 5v3 in favor of Team 2. Let me know if that changes your predictions on who is going to win this game. Of course, if you haven't done so already, because why not? You've already watched 26 minutes at this point. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching to the very, 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 very end of the, not the very end, but the midway point in the video. Hopefully you watched to the very, very end of the video. And again, hopefully you enjoy by commenting, subscribing, doing all the fun things that YouTube loves to see. And of course, as always, thank you so much for doing said things. Myself and the channel really appreciate it, as if this channel was an actual entity with thoughts and feelings and whatnot. What is it? Anthropomorphize, or whatever the word is for it. For making inanimate objects have feelings and human emotions and whatnot. Air grid being nice and expanded upon here for Almonara. That's interesting. Bomber online almost for him. And now he has another base, it looks like. The old base of Poopy Brain. He has 3 bases under his control. His eco is just flowing through those veins. 848 mass per second. Essentially, Team 2 collectively is producing more than Team 1, but that is a huge amount. That's more than double than anybody in the game. It actually combines essentially 3 players on Team 2's eco. That is a lot of mass. That's a lot of mass at 40 minutes, let alone 28. And Suri being overpowered by some bricks, needs to get out of range. That could be the first kill here for Team 1. And no, he doesn't fall back, and there he goes. Team 2 loses their first player of the game at 28 minutes. A little bit of revenge for Team 1's Rick. He killed off his compatriot of Brain by just a slight margin. Laser done. Ooh, laser done for Tabernacle at 28 minutes. He has Nano. If he goes for cloaking, he's going to be regulated to defensive operations. Again, I think every time it pops up, I say it. Cloaking, laser only works realistically with defense. Offensive, it kind of can work if you wipe out all of the spy planes, all of the Omnis for Team 1, and all the satellites. If Team 1, in this case, has any of that, good luck. There goes the first drop of the bomb. Wipes out a half roughly, of that army for Alex. That is a not good thing for Team 2. Again, I think the air experimentals, they're not necessarily mismanaged, but you have to be good with them. It's not like, you know, a Monkey Lord you go send, or a crab or whatever, you just click and it does stuff and it's really easy. This one and the donut and the bug, you have to use them very strategically, or they just are not as effective, obviously, as they could be. And it's a lot of mass dumping if you're not careful with it as well. There's kind of an allusion to what happened in yesterday's video. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch it. It is a good game nonetheless, but just you'll see what I mean. There's really good things that happen in that game in terms of management, and there's not so good things. And yeah, anyway. There he goes, going for cloaking again. Defensive operations, very good. Offensive, not so much. The Omni for Team 1's Amon-Ra. Speaking of which, that's the range that Team 1 can see everything in the range, not indefinite, but just straight up. Everything outside of the range is a little bit of a mixed bag with cloaking, and everything behind that is obviously out of range. If another Omni pops up somewhere closer to the front line, that cloaking laser commander is kind of SOL if he gets closer to the middle. SMD coming online, love to see that even before 30 minutes, just in case somebody has a bright idea of going for Nuke. On both teams, but specifically Team 1. Chicken, and more chickens here for Team 1's Amon-Ra. Katabunga produces a Fat Boy, I would surmise, but bomb on top of Silent Bug's position. He's not going to die from this, but he'll lose half of his hit points. A little bit of ASFs actually get caught in the blast. Ooh, and there comes the layup. Corsairs inbound for the calm of Silent Bug. I don't know if it'll be enough, but it does some damage nonetheless. More of them inbound as well. Ooh, dodge. And it pulls the ASFs away just enough for Team 1 to win the air fight. All the bomber has to do is turn around and just lay up another shot. Nice dodge, says Rick. That was a very nice, dancing maneuvers there from Silent Bug. Really not looking good on board that comm. All it's going to take is one bomber drop, and that'll be it. Nice snipe. I mean, if it wasn't for the dodge, it would have been a nice snipe. Yeah, and looks like Rick says 2K. He's like 2K. I wouldn't say 2K now. He's up to 5. And that bomber might have its next target in its sights. We do see Chicken moving into the east from Jack. Fat Boy moving into assist, so that will slow down the push from Team 2. Team 1 has air control now with that almost kill from Team 1. It's 100 ASFs for Team 1. And Tabernacle probably sitting at about a squadron or so. Oh, a little bit more than that, about 2. So it is definitely in favor for Team 1. I'm wondering why they're not going for the snipe. He is not sitting underneath shield coverage. He was moments ago, but looks like power consumption is a little bit of a problem so far for Tabernacle. And Bomber is inbound. Yeah, this is probably a little bit, I'm not going to say more important, but it'll get some more veterancy nonetheless. Drops it right. Actually, no, continues further, goes eastward. He dropped that way early. Dang. That did not feel good to watch. As again, a Percy main guy who loves Percy's. That's like a lot. That's a lot. That's probably about 20 or so Percy's just died in one bomb. Nice grab there. 89,000 mass killed. Completely cut Team 2's knees out. Just said, nope, you're not going anywhere. And with the Fat Boy going to continue to push. That is going to be the end of that. Are there some loyalists in this mix from Team 1? That's what I thought I saw. But maybe not. It looked like some missiles were redirected, but that could have been something else. Amon-Ra finishes another experimental. Is it another one? Oh, that's the same one. He has a friendly neighborhood Fat Boy nearby. And Autumn's down the middle for Amon-Ra. Not looking good for Team 2's middle of the map. We have an attack in the west for Rick. And again, Silent Bug now back up to almost full HP. We have Tabernacle on the front line. Cloaking lasers online. 2 monkeys to assist him as well. If Team 1's paying attention, they'll see that gunships are inbound. And there's going to be another air fight. Team 2 has a little bit more AA nearby, especially for Silent Bug. And Team 1's going to get slaughtered by Team 2's defenses and the ASFs, but primarily the defenses. Ooh, and not in a 100% definitive win for Team 2 in air, but That's a lot of dead ASFs for Team 1, so they'll take that nonetheless. They didn't win it outright, but they definitely did help nonetheless. Autumns and Percy's continuing to just full send it on the base for Silent Bug. And yeah, I think this was the base actually belonging to Suri as well, but it's still his base nonetheless. T3 Mex is being wiped out. Team 1 might slowly start to pull away in Eco. P-Gens and the Mexes are going to be the target, and Tabernacle drops right on top of these units. It will help out a ton. Like I said, if Team 1 is paying attention, they will see the laser, and they will see what's going on with it. And definitely helped out T3 land headquarters. Not going to get wiped out. Some T3 P-Gens. That line of whatever that was is dead. A couple of not mass, but E storages are down. And yeah, but good defense by Team 2. They still lose a chunk of the base, but could have been a lot worse. Fat Boy on the eastern side, kind of next to some Percy's, which that's never good. But, you know, Percy's also nearby for the Fat Boy nonetheless. Where is that bomber? Did the bomber fly over and I missed it? No, it's right here. Is that the same? That is the same one, 109,000 mass. So it looks like there was another bomb drop somewhere. Tons of Team D and AA right here for Jack, but I don't think that's going to last much longer. There is a chicken inbound to intercept. So it looks like there's just maybe a 1v1, maybe 2v1 in the Team 2 favor. Diamond Apple drops again over here to the west. Needs to be careful. If that transport gets killed while transporting the comm, that's a dead comm. So he has to get to where he's going and drop immediately. There is no waiting. There is no, it's a go there and drop and do not wait. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. Team 1, you have any big ticket items? 35 minutes almost. Just more SA. Are those Rambos? Those are SACUs. So no. And secondary air facility, question mark? Oh, those are just Corsairs. Okay, never mind. Air grid. No shielding. Don't like that there's no shielding, but for the most part, that's fine. Looking nice and plump. Possible artillery emplacements for Alex. But with the issues that Team 2 have had all game with just keeping some semblance of a front line in terms of land, I don't think investing in artillery is the way to go. We have Alex's base to the east, just slowly being eradicated as well. And I don't think is this his main base? No, this is his main base back here, but his front line base is not doing too hot. Lots of dead Percys. Oh, look at all the shots just raining in. But transport with the comm on board, moving in. And if the ground firing happens, if Team 1 notices, which it doesn't look like they are, lots of value, 20,000 mass and climbing. And I will say this about Tabernacle. He is getting some use out of that cloaking laser commander. So there is that. There is that paying for itself and then some. And of course all of the alleviated damage or prevented damage from all of those units that would have stayed alive 30 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds longer. Bomber still alive. Is Amon-Ra going for another? No. Team 2 going for anything? There's a Fat Boy down there. More power, more power, more power, more power. Nothing else big. Missiles inbound from Team 1 going after Team 3 Mexes. Actually, no. That is a missile launcher. It looks like it wiped it out in one shot, though. I thought it took 2 missiles to wipe out a T3 Mex. Not just one. Anyway. We have Ythotha over here to the east. Looks like trying to stomp on top of the comm there, but again, the comm, 38,000 mass. I will teleport and kill air grid of Tabernacle. Okay, no, says Amon-Ra. That would drop Team 2 to a 4v2 if he doesn't make it home. I think Amon-Ra is like, don't do that. It's not worth it. Ion Storm is still active. It might be long enough to kill off the chicken. Yep, enough to kill off the chicken. Again, the mass is on Team 2 side of the map, but hey, they kill off a chicken, so Pyrrhic victories, right? If you can't get the mass for a unit that you kill, might as well kill it off. Why not? If we win air, we win the game. Team 2 has invested heavily in AA for a while now. So straight up 24 just for Tabernacle alone. Silent Bug has his own AA running around. I thought I saw his band of bouncers, but I guess those got killed off at some point. Oh, they're over here. That's where they are, hanging out next to the crab. And actually, that's not a crab. That's a monkey and a Ythotha. And there is still some AA running around over here, 17. So it's not entirely an air win for Team 1. It will help out a lot, but I don't think it'll be as impactful as if it's, 400 or 500 ASFs. And Team 1 has like 200 remaining after the fight. 2v1 Fat Boying. Yeah, especially with the shield already down. Yeah, not too good. Not too good for Team 2. 2 Ythothas are inbound. And those Ythothas will catch up here soon. And there's a lot in this base. Couple of Percys. More AA back there. Yeah, those are probably some dead Fat Boys. Maybe, possibly, maybe. Maybe there's enough firepower raining in that'll be enough for those Ythothas to tank. But that one is below roughly 50%. So that is something to be concerned about nonetheless. We have those two monkeys, and a chicken moving into the middle. 2 chickens for Team 1. Are you going to build another bomber? No. Well, I was not expecting that this game. Well, I might have found the thumbnail for this game. It's right there. We did not expect that in any means. I was like, oh, it's not going to be great, for Team 2 to go for artillery because of the whole land situation. Or Team 1, it's not too bad. Could have probably been a little bit better right here, but, bomber does kill off a couple more units. ASF just waiting to go after that bomber, but 2 dead chickens on the eastern front for Team 2. Not too great, Team 2. You're going for regular artillery. Again, it will build faster, technically, than Team 1's Game Ender right here, but to be fair, it is already over 13%. Team 2 is at 15%. So at the rate that these artilleries are going, one of them is going to be a lot more important, and Team 2 is going to see it right about now if they're paying attention. They'll see the Mavor being built right there, and it's already almost crossing 20. Is that like +2? This is going super fast. Yep, there's 25% already. Dang, that thing is being built very quickly. Yeah, Team 2 is being left in the dust. And Western Front, chicken, be monkey, be Percy, be Autumn, be crab, be the everything. And 1 chicken is dead. 2nd chicken is dead. Not great engagement for Team 1 in terms of experimentals, but Corsairs come to wipe out the monkey. They kill off 1 of the experimentals nonetheless. 2nd monkey will get out of range of the AA. A couple of friendly fire ion storm shots from the chickens from Amon-Ra, and that will force that land engagement back nonetheless. Team 1 lost a little bit of ground on the Western Front, but at a bare minimum, they've kept Team 2 back for a while. And the eco kind of shows that, but not really. There's some dead mexes in the east and dead mexes in the west for both teams, so it's not really totally in favor one or the other for frontline mexes still alive, but at a bare minimum, I think Team 2 is leading the... Oh, yeah, they are. 272,000 mass more than Team 1. That's a lot of mass. That's what's really keeping them in the lead for total mass accrued, is literally the reclaim. So there is that to consider. Lots of dead mexes. Not dead mexes. A lot of dead units for Team 1 and Team 2 being scooped up by solely Team 2, but pretty much. Bombers in the middle of the ASFs. And just having some fun in the sun. Mavor at 48% and climbing. Kind of wondering, getting some PD defense online. Team 2 still has Tabernacle, so Telemazer is still on the cards. And of course, given the fact that he has Cloaking Laser, as we know, he's halfway there to that strategy. Hey, look, transport inbound, backs up, goes, nah, it's probably a good idea. Yeah, the ASFs are sitting there for Team 1. All it takes is a couple of stray missiles from some of those ASFs, and then it's a dead comm. So he needs to make sure he is well and truly protected. Fat Boys on the eastern side engaging Percy's almost at close range. Actually pretty close to close range considering their secondary weapons open up. Fat Boy online for Jack. Looks like it was gifted over in terms of technology from Team 2's Alex. He's producing his own Duke and going for shielding to protect his mech's investments. Artillery for Team 2 now closing in on 75%. And Percy's still targeting the crab. And I don't think they'll kill it off. Oh, yeah, they barely... Wow, I was surprised that they actually did. But they were able to kill off a crab. Western Front, Tabernacle wiping out some bricks. And Team 1, I think, essentially just buying their time. Biding their time, not buying. Well, does that work? I think that works. Buying and biting. maybe. Let's see, 71% in climbing. Team 2's artillery will finish maybe first. This one will not finish before the Mabor is done. And Team 2 should be aware of it by now. They can definitely see what's going on with it. I mean, with all of those engineers hovering around it, quite literally. Gotta know what's going on over there. Team 2, any... Oh, hey, there's a Scathus being built, so second game ender has appeared. And I feel like the artillery... I feel like the Scathus should be focused by Team 2. Maybe not this artillery piece for Jack. Maybe focus on the Scathus and finish it faster. 2v1 says Catabunga. Oh, he's talking about Fat Boy? Or he's talking about player? I think he's talking about both. But Fat Boy shielding is down. This one's still alive. In terms of shielding, just barely. Where is he? There's the Mabor crossing in at 91%. How's the artillery piece for Team 2? 97%. It's going to finish not at the same time, but almost. Ooh. Again, it's going to come down to this. I think if Team 1 can make this worth it, it'll be enough. Team 2 is definitely aware of it now. If they're not paying attention, by now, that is a gross miscalculation. There it is. Mabor is spotted by Alex. It is finished. There he is. I would say she, but that is definitely a he. There it is. Ooh, we lost, says Tabernacle. I mean, what is he gonna shoot? SMDs? They just go all XP and try to push. Oh, yeah. I mean, I get that, but still, shields. Shields, my good man. Satellites. No. You got to go for shielding. What's wrong with you? You got to go for shielding. What is wrong? That is not enough shielding. That is never enough shielding. There are some bubble shields in there, to be fair, and they do have 52,000 hit points, so I guess that's something. Shots land right next to Catabunga. Ooh, that was kind of close, and I wonder what he's targeting. Second artillery is started. Shields are landed, artillery is landing on the shields, and that's not a good day here for Al. He might actually die to Mabor shots if he's not careful. Ooh, there he goes. Speaking of which, sorry. I kind of have that jinx ability sometimes where I'm like, he's probably going to die, or that's probably going to get blown up, or probably this is going to happen, and then it happens, and I go, ooh, sorry. That's not a control. That is a kill for Catabunga. Drops this game to a tied game at 44 minutes at 3v3. Yeah, the land attacks are inbound, but isn't going to be enough. The Mabor is now going to target the air grid. Is Team 1 aware of the Scathus that's being built? No, but all of the everything nearby might just AoE explode everything. Volatile explode, not a good day. Shielding is down. And pigeons are being reclaimed to prevent volatile cascading. And emitters are going down as well, or I should say generators are going down. There's another shot. Takes up the T3 air headquarters, so no T3 air for Team 2 for a little bit of time. All Team 1 has to do is buy time for that Mabor to wipe everything out. Oh, look, wow, that was a really fast satellite. Jeez. That was a lot quicker than I thought. He's producing Fat Boys now, so never mind. Rick goes for a laser. Maybe he's just going to go for telemaser and call it a day. Maybe not, but he has laser nonetheless. There goes the air grid. Ooh, tons of the hives go down. That's not good. Ooh, GG, says Tabernacle. Yeah, they have to kill off the Mabor. That's it. That's just what they got to do. Bomber inbound wipes out maybe both of the Fat Boys. Almost both of them. Wipes out one and almost the other. One fell swoop there. Yeah, there goes that air grid. It was there. And still parts of it remain, but not by much. That Mabor needs to move over just a tiny smidgen more. But it did a lot of damage. Oh, there's the teleporter. He's like, it's fine. We got this. Teleporter started for Tabernacle. He's like, might as well. Hey, there it is. Tactical Nuke. Tactical Billy Nuke is coming online for Team 1. And Jack is defeated by Catabunga's assassination by Mabor shot. Ooh. Yeah. That leaves Team 2's Tabernacle and Silent Bug remaining. And Nuke. Ooh, we have a Nuke outbound from somebody. I would assume Team... Well, yep, there it is right there. Nuke is outbound. It's a Stone Ager. That's probably what's going to happen to Team 2. Just thrown back into the Stone Age. And a little bit of Cascade for those Team 2 Mass Fabs, which originally Team 1s. And Artillery raining in. Some SACUs die in that explosion. That's got to hurt. And it looks like Artillery for Team 2 is still alive. And I wonder what it's targeting, but it's not going to pierce the shielding by any means. It actually, no, it's not going to go for the new, I don't know what it's going for. And don't tell me you're trying to snipe the Calm of Tabernacle. Ooh, sorry. I did that twice now. Cattlevunga, he's using that as a sniper at this point, and I think that was Silent Bug's Calm right there. Oh, that was just the Billy. No, that was the Nuke. Kaboom! Excuse me. Where? Hold on. Where is he? Before I lose sight of the last player. Oh, he's right there. Okay. Just making sure that I know where he is. Bomber over top, lasers over top, in the sky. Scathus is inbound. Not Scathus, sorry. Novaxes are inbound. Wrong thing. Oh, yeah, speaking of which, Scathus somehow still alive. It's not online yet, but it's somehow still alive. And Team 2, it's not looking good. No, it's not. Gemini consuming a ton of power due to their stealth ability online. Barely staying positive in that regard. And there goes the fight. Maybe not. I think Team 1 is going to try to find him. So we've had 1, 2, 3 players sniped by Mavor. Will Team 1 snipe the 4th one with it? Or will Rick Telemazer kill somebody and call it a day? Artillery has been sighted in by the Novax. This kind of reminds me if you've ever watched... Oh, is it Harlock? It's that... anime movie. I think it was a show too, maybe. But it was a 3D anime movie. Really good one, by the way. But part of the movie, they lock on to somebody with the ability. Oh, look, but Silent Bug Control Case wiping everything off the board besides T1 Zoe for some reason. A couple of other outlying units. But that is the game. 48 minutes, 7 seconds on the clock. And that is it. Let me know down in the comments who you pick for MVP. I have my choice. I mean, the game was kind of already favoring Team 1 by the time the Mavor happened. And then once the Mavor happened, it was boom, 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 and then leaving the game. So, yeah, that Mavor kind of acted like a sniper in this game. Doesn't usually do that. They did it in this game. But anyway, so essentially in Harlock, they use somebody as essentially the site for this big giant weapon system that they have in the movie. Still very good show, very good movie. But that's kind of what I was thinking about, where the Novaxes were the site and the kind of Wunga's Mavor was the actual weapon system. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Again, MVP for me goes to Cattlevunga. It is Cattlevunga with 2 V's and not a W. And I will see all of you in the next one.